Welcome to Subramani. We are in the Diwali season, so I thought I'll talk a little more about charitable giving. All of us have a few people with whom we interact on a regular basis. Maybe a housemaid, maybe a cook, maybe a driver, and even carpenter and electrician, plumber, right? Many of them we would have on a reasonable relationship basis. What can you do for them during this Diwali? Of course, you can give them cash. 2020 has not been very kind, especially for people at the lowest end of life. But there is something else you can do apart from giving money. One, you could check their documentation. Make sure that their ration card, PAN card, Aadhaar card, mobile bill, if they have a house, the house, property, everything is in the correct names. Their birth certificates are in good shape, that they have proof of address, and all these documents are well maintained. You could get them to bring everything to your house, check it, scan it, put it away in maybe your website, so that tomorrow if something were to happen, you could retrieve it. You will be surprised that many of these people may have an email ID, or their children might have an email ID. So you could even send an email to them so that they can preserve it somewhere in an electronic form, so that if these things are lost somewhere, they will have copies. Of course, many of them would have photocopies of it, but photocopies and the originals could all be kept in the same shanty where during monsoon or something happens and they lose all the documents. Here you will have an electronic copy of it, so that in case they need any help tomorrow for whatever reasons, you could do that. That could be help number one. Help number two, make sure that they have recurring deposits and fixed deposits, at least up to 5 lakhs. Now when I say 5 lakhs, it may sound very big, but some emergency or something could take it away. So force them to save, invest in bank fixed deposits. That's a great place to start. Now if your domestic servant has children who have now become big and qualified, let's say one has become an engineer and a daughter has become a nurse, which means they've started earning, it is good to inculcate the habit of saving for those kids and push them into starting a SIP. Why am I pushing the kids to start an SIP? Simply because the parents are better off being in bank fixed deposits, but the kids may have a much longer time frame. And the parents have some kind of a financial stability if they can create up to 5 lakhs of fixed deposit. 5 lakhs doesn't sound very big. Seriously, in Mumbai, where I am, my domestic servant would have that much. Her husband is an auto driver, so they would have that kind of money, and the fact that he's repaying the loans properly during the moratorium period was good proof that there is some income and some cash flow available for them to live. But if you can check out their documentation, if you can make sure that they have at least 2-3 lakhs of fixed deposit and some RD, so that you know by end of a year or two they will reach the number of 5 lakhs, that's good. The third thing which I have done for 13-14 people, including some peons and drivers, is I've started them all on an SIP while standing personal guarantee for it. For example, somebody putting 500 rupees a month, which means about 6,000 rupees a year and 30,000 rupees over 5 years. I have told them that whatever happens, you will have 35,000 at the end of a 5-year period. That 5,000 being the bonus, and they would at least have that much if they had done an RD. Here I am standing guarantee saying, look, the markets over 5 years will give you decent return, so put money in an equity fund and you stand guarantee. I have never had to shell out money for that guarantee. In fact, one of the security guards for whom I had started an SIP, after about 7-8 months, he had about slightly under 4,000, which means some 3,900, whereas he should have had at least 4,000, which was his contribution. So I thought, what was he going to tell me? So he comes to me and says, sir, इसमें सिर्फ 3,850 या something like that है, तो ये मैंने जो डाला उससे कम हो गया. So I said, हाँ कम हो गया, कभी बढ़ेगा कभी कम होगा. मैं बोला इसमें 150 रुपये का नुकसान ही हो गया. I mean you've lost 150 rupees for those who don't understand Hindi. So he said, हाँ but look at it this way, अगर ये पैसा मेरे हाथ में होता तो पूरा खर्चा हो जाता. I would have spent the whole 4,000. I would not have had even 1 rupee. So whatever I have is because I started putting money away in this product, and hopefully after some time it will do well. End of 2 years, when he should have had 12,000, he had something like 16,000, and he was thrilled to pieces. He said, this is just too much. I'm getting fantastic return, much better than what I would have got in a bank. Young guy, so he was very, and this story is pretty old. So by now he's got addicted to his SIP and is doing well. So that is another thing you can do. Push them into investing more and put a 5% increase clause. So even if they start with 500 rupees, next year it will become 525. And year after that it will become 550 or 560 given the effect of compounding. So slowly they will get into investing. This investing is good provided you are going to be there and handhold them. If it is people with whom you are not regularly in touch, I think LIC is a fantastic place for them to put money. Having said that, personally I don't invest or save in life insurance corporation's endowment plan, but at the level at which they are, LIC promises two things: one, protection of capital; second, a long-term product; and third, a government backing. So 10 years later, 5 years later, if you are not around and they see the product, they might, somebody else might tell them that, oh, ye paisa doob gaya, or things like that. But with LIC, the returns could be less, but it will never happen that the principal is lost. So whatever money they put, they will get some return, not a great return, but at the level at which they are, it is very important that they can't lose capital. And far more important, you don't want somebody else to come and sell a lemon to them. Somebody who asks them to put money in a chit fund or some other scheme which is fly by night, getting them addicted to things like LIC or endowment plan, or an LIC endowment plan or a mutual fund, etc. is very useful. Another advantage with the LIC endowment plan, when I say LIC, I mean a name that they trust. It could be SBI, it could be HDFC, whatever name that they trust, right? So that is useful. Another thing which you could do is make sure that their bank accounts are properly maintained, that the bank is not looting them. Believe me, bank charges today, if you don't have a minimum balance, they'll charge you for SMS. My domestic maid who is illiterate was paying for SMS charges, SMS which she couldn't understand, and SMS just quarterly balance and things like that, and she was paying 25 or 35 rupees per SMS. She absolutely did not need it at all, right? So make sure that they're getting justice at the banks and at any insurance company if they have a product. If they can afford, make sure that they have some basic medical insurance. I think Diwali bonus from people who are in the upper strata of society to their domestic servants, etc., should not be in the form of cash at all. At least you do that. Pay for some small term insurance if they can't afford it, or medical insurance if they can't afford it. Whatever the Prime Minister Yojana, there are a lot of such schemes, and perhaps start an SIP of 500 rupees a quarter. Do all that. That makes more sense than giving them cash. Of course, giving them cash, I have nothing against. Diwali is a time when people will want new clothes and crackers and things like that. So I'm not saying against that, but if every other employer of your domestic maid or of your carpenter or plumber is doing all that, you are much better off giving them this quality inputs. So what are the things that you can do? Just summing up: quality inputs regarding their financial life and their assets, they're checking their names are in proper order, etc. Making sure that they have at least 3-4 lakhs of bank fixed deposits and one RD leading to 5 lakhs in a year or two. If they're slightly better off, starting a SIP with you standing guarantee for the balance, and making sure that all these things are going on in a smooth way, and every Diwali checking what they are doing. That's it. Thank you.